Hello and welcome. It's Gillykube and I'm here on the Sunshine Coast in Queensland, Australia. So I've been asked so many times that my pouring medium, how do you make pouring medium? I always put the recipe in the drop down box under every video, but I have been getting comments that they've been trying this recipe and it hasn't worked for them. So I have got other videos out on this, but I'm going to do it once again, exactly what I'm going to use for my next pour. And this is exactly what I used on this particular piece. It's all dry now, and it dried beautiful. So when I give it a gloss coating, so I won't resin this, I'll just gloss coat it. I'll try and show you how I gloss coat this one. This dried beautiful, the colours are beautiful. So I'm going to give you the exact recipe for the same colours that I used in this one, because so many people loved it. So, and I love it. So I'm going to do the same as this one on another canvas, on a canvas I've got sitting here, again for a friend. So, rightio. I have made up some white paint because I already had that made up, so I'll put that aside. So these colours, I'm using the Global Impasto paints today, but the same will work with, okay, what paints have I drawn? The Mont Studio Acrylics will work the same. I've done the same recipe for the PBO. And I think I did a video just a week or so ago of the Amsterdam paints. But anyway, today I'm using the Global, and this is going to be available worldwide on Amazon anyway, and you can get it in Australia. So this was, I've just scooped out the warm red into, actually I didn't have warm red in that one, but I'm going to make it up in front of you. So I have got about, see, I do not measure, so I've got about oh my goodness, about 1 inch of paint in the bottom of that. It comes to about there. I've got about 1 inch of paint, and this is a small cup, coffee cup. So what is the small one? Maybe it's 25 mils. So I've got about 1 inch of paint in the bottom, but each time it doesn't matter, you know, you say 1 inch or 20 mils, because absolutely every colour seems to require a different amount of pouring medium. So you have to, you know, just play it by ear. That's what I do. So if I told you it was 10 grams of this and 12 grams, it doesn't work, because even though they're the same brand of paint, they seem to require different amounts of pouring medium. So I've got the same about in this, about 1 inch of paint. But it all, the thing that matters is when you're adding your pouring medium that you get this consistency. Now I'm particularly asked for the consistency that will be used to make, yeah, like this balloon kissing, and this is blown, this was with a straw, I believe, my balloon kissing. So it's not loaded with cells, this particular recipe, but it still produces a really nice consistency for that particular type of pour. So the same again, I added the ultraviolet, so that colour, ultraviolet, orange, and my homemade, I call it Berry Delicious, was all made out of the same. And I've made these paints up from Global Paints, and I've made them with Mont. So they're pretty much the same results if I do this same thing that I do. So again, I've got about 1 inch of paint in there. So no pouring medium in them, yes. I already added the pouring medium to my Berry Delicious because I made it up yesterday. So here we go. I use an empty, it's just an empty container of I use the Mont clear, not the Elmer's glue all clear does not work, and then any other clear hasn't worked for me. But this recipe will work with this, and it also works with if you're in the US, glue all. It's 70-30, meaning that there's 70% of glue. So I'll do this in front of you. This is a brand new bottle. I'll pour in 70% of glue into this container. Or you can do it the other way round, leave 70% in your new bottle. But I'll do it just for the sake of showing you guys what I do. I'm going to show you in front of the camera. So it's kind of, are we up to 70% yet? No. So okay, I'm pouring, you just leave 70% in your container. So I believe that this glue as well is available, and I know lots of others have told me that they use the Elmer's glue all overseas, and it works the same. So I've got it isn't exact, it's about 70% glue in there. Now I'm going to add 30% of water, and I add, this is just warm water, I add 30% of warm water to the glue. So just pour that in. I just add warm water because I feel like it makes the glue mix quicker. So obviously I've got to leave a little bit of shaking room there. So that's adding that to my, and then you give it a real good shake and you let it mix. You know, the warm water helps mix, so you give it a real good shake and you just make sure that all of that glue is mixed. So I don't usually use it straight away from this. I'll give it a real good shake, let the bubbles get out of it. But then, like, I've got on my shelf here about 6 or 8 bottles already made up with the 30-70 recipe, and that's the same, like I said, with this is already made up at 70% glue with 30% warm water, given a good shake. So if you're in the US, obviously the Elmer's glue is very cheap in the US, lot cheaper than it is for us in Australia. But this glue is about $6 or $7 a bottle, I think, at Capriole Shabby Chic. So, and it makes all that pouring medium, which does go a long way. So I don't want to use this direct from the bottle because there's so many air bubbles, so I kind of leave it tight. I'll leave it on its side, so it can mix. Then I'll go and give it a good shake again, and then I'll use it the following day. So that is just glue in there, so I need to put that aside. So this is the 70-30 I've already got mixed up. So this is already mixed up from a few days ago. So when you go to use it again for the very first time after you've left it, just make sure you give it a gentle tilt, so you mix the water back up in case the water's just sitting on top. Doesn't appear to be, but because it's clear you can't really tell. So okay, I'll take the lid off because I'm going to try and show you. So I'll pour this pre-mix into, I'd say, about the same amount again, say 50-50. So it's 50% paint, 50% of my homemade pouring medium. And then I just give it a good stir. So if you just do 50-50, you can't really add too much at this stage, but any more than that might make it too runny. So there you go. In the orange, which this is the global orange, I added a good dash of yellow because I think it brings it up really nice and bright. And this is the fluoro orange in the Global, which I absolutely love, and I think I may use that one as well, the Global Fluoro. So see, this is mixed, but it's still quite thick. It leaves a trace in there. So at that stage I then get floetrol. So I believe that the American flood floetrol and the UK flood works just the same. So I at that stage get my floetrol, which I put into this smaller, more manageable bottle, so I haven't got to keep handling the big one. But always remember to give it a good shake. Here in Australia we don't seem to get the big globby sediments that you get in other countries with the flood, so I always give it a good shake. Then just open my squirty end, and then I would say I add, I'm just trying to find a measure now. Oh, here we go. About a dessert spoonful. So, okay, a tablespoon. Okay, I'll try 1 tablespoon of this. 1 tablespoon of floetrol. Let me see, tablespoon. Okay, 1 tablespoon. Whoa. 1 tablespoon into my mix. This is, and then just mix it up. Now that probably would be absolute perfect consistency for my balloon technique. It's not thin, but it's certainly not thick. Even a little bit thicker than that is fine too. But so there you go, a tablespoonful. Because I don't measure, I just normally put it in, but that's basically the consistency that I'm looking for, is a tablespoon. So I'll go ahead and add 50% more, so it's 50-50 paint and glue. That's about another inch on top of that, so I've got about 2 inches in there. Mix it. When I do this particular recipe, because I'm not going to confuse it and mention my other recipe. When I do this particular recipe, I don't seem to have to leave it overnight to get good results, because I'm not looking for cell creation everywhere. I'm looking more for lacing, so it's a completely different way. If you want the look of my balloon kiss with just lacing, if you want cells for a dirty cut pour, then there's another pouring medium recipe which is similar to this, but I add 2 to 3 drops of Elmer silicone and no floetrol. So anyway, there's my glue at 50-50 with the glue and paint. So now I will add a tablespoon again of the floetrol. There you go. So that's 1 tablespoon of floetrol, and I add it in. And then just give that a really good stir. So I'm not adding any silicone whatsoever, not for this particular way that I've been doing my pours of late. And there's no reason. I still love silicone for cells, trust me. I really love the Elmer silicone, which is this one, but I just don't add it of late when I'm doing my balloon kissing, because I don't want an overload of cells. I just prefer the lacing that the floetrol gives me. So again, 1 inch of paint and this equal amount of glue and water mix, your pouring medium mix that you've got pre-made up. And like I said, if it looks too thick, then you need to add a little bit more. But it's better to, like I said, some paints are different. Like this red is going to need a little bit more pouring medium, as I said. So just different colours require a bit of tweaking. So you know, that's why I won't give you exact measurements, because if you come back and say, well, I added 20 mils of 20 mils of that and it was so runny So you have to use your own initiative too, in the paint, in making up your pouring medium. And then if you're in a country that you can't get some of the things that I'm using, you just have to really try to improvise like I did. I was always using the glue all, but it's only the Elmer's glue all. The school glue does not work the same for me. I don't know what it is, but that I have to get in from America, and it cost me a fortune. So when I found that this worked really well, I use this as my pouring medium, even in the global paints. So, but anyway, so I need to add 1 tablespoon. So this is my little measure. So it's got 1 tablespoon. I just find that 1 tablespoon will give me the required amount of cells. Now, if for any reason it goes thicker and you think, oh, that's gone too thick, just add a little drop of water, which I usually keep on hand, just tap water. Now, another thing I must say to you is my tap water is tank water, so it's got it's not affected by having fluoride or chlorine added, because we are on a farm property and we're not on town water. So my water is pretty pure, straight from the skies, without, you know, obviously only what contaminants are up there in the skies. So that is my pouring medium that I make to get these lovely effects of the balloon. I just find it's just the right, and I get the lace, this lovely lacing. So that is it, guys. No silicone in this particular way of making up your paint. So I really hope that I have helped you, and then I'm gonna do a painting with these again. So I'm ready to go, basically. My other method, when I do it with the Elmer's glue all, or even this, and I put silicone in it, I always find it best to use the next day. But when I just do it with no silicone and just the floetrol, because I don't want an overload of cells, I find I can use it straight away. And then I will pour now and then try and teach you a bit more to do the balloon technique again, and go from there. But I hope that has helped some of you with the pouring medium that you always seem to like have a bit of trouble with. So it's this consistency. I know it's difficult when you say, oh, it's like runny honey or pouring cream. I've used all those expressions because I don't know how. It's got a little bit of a trace, and I suppose when you put it up in the cup, it will sit, your stick will sit there and go back slowly, but it's not just falling over like, you know, if you've got the paint thin enough for a Dutch pour. This sits a little bit in the paint and then just falls slowly. So and you've got to watch that you don't add too much water to any of your paints, because you can water it down and then you lose the brightness in the paints. And so those simple colours together, the ultraviolet, my berry delicious, and orange, I didn't use the red last time, and the white, make up 3 simple colours, make an absolutely gorgeous piece of art, which I will get down to, and you may see in a few days or tomorrow. So I hope that helped you so much. I hope that helped you. So it's kind of really easy, simple recipe, and yeah, I hope you find it of help. So I'll be back again tomorrow, guys, with another pour for sure. So look out for my pour in these colours again, because they look so simple there, but they really pop your socks off. So thank you, guys, and stay safe and do something that is uplifting for yourself. So bye for now.